In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to do the turkey work stitch. To start the stitch, you'll actually be going down through the fabric, and then you'll come up directly beside the stitch you just made and then across the stitch with a little straight stitch. Then you'll come up directly through where you initially came up with the tail, and this will secure the stitch. Skip a little bit of space and then go back down through the fabric, leaving a loop at the surface of the fabric. You'll then continue working the stitch by coming up directly beside where you just came down and then securing a small stitch over it. Then going back up through the fabric where that little tail is. This stitch is easiest to work in rows, and when I finish one row, I end the stitch and start a new strand for the next row. Another tip that I have with this stitch is to not cut anything until you have completely filled in the area. It just gets in the way if you trim it. So I like to keep all of the loops on the fabric intact until I'm absolutely certain I'm ready to trim it. Once you're all done, you can take your scissors and trim the pile. You can trim it as long or as short as you'd like. I like to keep it a little bit long at first and then gradually trim it down as I go. I'd rather under trim than over trim. Now that you know the basics, I thought it would be fun to apply it to some sort of embroidery design, so I made this little umbrella and I was going to stitch it. So in order to stitch the umbrella, I made a split stitch around the outline of the shape. I think this makes it way easier to get your edges straight on satin stitches, so that's why I did that first. Next, I filled in the umbrella panels with little satin stitches, and I went over top of the split stitches, and that helps to just kind of guide you in making the lines nice and even. For the pole of the umbrella, I used a chain stitch. And this is where I incorporated the turkey work. I added it to the edges of the panels to add a little fringe. For each panel, I started and ended a row of turkey work stitches. I just felt like it would be easier to control the direction they were going this way. And I also made sure that the loops are facing downward so they would lay nicely like fringe. Next was cutting everything. I wanted to try and make this to where it curved around the panel, and I think I did it a little bit, but it's kind of tricky with such a short, tiny little area. So I tried to trim them and shape them a little bit. I don't know how well it worked, but I still think it looks cute. Finally, I added little French knots to the base of the pole to represent some sand. And then I didn't show this on the video, but I just backstitched the turkey work label. And that's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Please like and subscribe if you want to see more.